Before South Korea and North Korea were divided, there was a country called Joseon on the Korean peninsula. The king who founded Joseon was Taejo Lee. He ordered to build a palace in Hanyang, the capital of Joseon, which is now Seoul, South Korea, in 1395. As a result, the palace was complete in 1396 and got the name Gyeongbokgung. FYI, the meaning of the name Gyeongbokgung is to enjoy great fortune. At that time, Gyeongbokgung was a palace where the king and his staff ruled the country. About 3,000 people live in Gyeongbokgung, including soldiers who guarded it. Gyeongbokgung wrote history as a palace of Joseon for a long time. However, it burned down in 1592 because of war with Japan. Japan invaded Joseon in 1592. Joseon, which was not prepared for war, was pushed back by Japan's attack with their new guns. So the king of Joseon, Seonjo, left Gyeongbokgung and fled to a place called Gwanghwa Island. After the war ended and Seonjo returned, but Gyeongbokgung was almost burned down. However, regarding this incident, it has not been concluded in Korea who set fire to Gyeongbokgung Palace at that moment. Some scholars claim that Japanese soldiers burned Gyeongbokgung Palace, but some claim that the people of Joseon burned Gyeongbokgung Palace in anger at the king who abandoned them and fled. It is not clear why Gyeongbokgung Palace was burned at this time, but it is true that Gyeongbokgung Palace collapsed during the Japanese invasion of Korea in 1592. After Gyeongbokgung Palace was burned down, this place has been abandoned. It didn't start the reconstruction project right away. And it was Hungseon Daewongun, the father of King Gojong of Joseon. He ordered to rebuild Gyeongbokgung in 1865. At the time, Gyeongbokgung was reborn about 10 times larger than its original size. But the joy was short-lived. In 1910, Joseon, the Korean peninsula, was colonized by Japan. And the Japanese government demolished almost all of Gyeongbokgung except for 1/10 of it. They also built the government's general building right in front of Gyeongbokgung so that Gyeongbokgung would not be visible at all from the front. But in 1945, Korea became independent, and in the 1990s, the South Korean government blew up the government general building. That's how Gyeongbokgung could look like it does now. So what are the must-see places in Gyeongbokgung? I want to introduce you to 3 things. First is Gwanghamun. Gwanghamun is the main gate of Gyeongbokgung. And if you look at Gwanghamun, you can see 3 different types of gates. The doors on both left and right sides are slightly small, and the door in the middle is a little bigger. Actually, the gate in the middle of Gwanghamun is where the king comes and goes. The doors on both sides were where the officers and servants came and went. If you go straight to the Gwanghamun gate, there is a building right in front of you. It's Gyeongbokgung. Gyeongbokgung is where the king received reports from his officers. So inside Gyeongbokgung, there is a throne where the king sits very splendidly. And BTS Dynamite performance also has Gyeongbokgung as its background. The last thing is Gyeonghwaeru. It might be the most symbolic and beautiful place in Gyeongbokgung. Gyeonghwaeru is where the king and his officers enjoy banquets. That's all about Gyeongbokgung Palace and its must-see places. Thank you.